Alright. Now we're just waiting on Twitch to go live. Looks like we are live on Twitch. And the video is recording for YouTube. So I'm just going to... Yeah, I should be good in terms of volume and all that. I've already done that. So, today we're going to start this this crazy series that we're just going to call turn-based games with the English translation of Dragon Quest I, the SNES remake, which was originally on the Nintendo Entertainment System and released here as Dragon Warrior. Not the least of which reason, at the time, TSR was the company that published Dungeons and Dragons back in the day, owned the, let's see, what did I need my name to be? EE. I'm going for strength and hit points. I'll get to that in a second. Anyway, they had the copyright to Dragon Quest, because it was, I believe it was a Forgotten Realms module, or it may have just been a regular adventure module, but they couldn't use Dragon Quest, so they had to call it Dragon Warrior, which we got the first 4 games under that title in the United States. Of course, anybody watching this stream probably already knows that. Alright, that should work. We'll go with the fast message speed. So, turn-based games. I'm not going to read this text to you, because I hate that myself. I realize there may be some people that are impaired that like to have the text read to them. Well, unfortunately, I'm not your guy. I'm not going to sit here and read to you. It annoys me when other streamers and video makers do it. I don't know why. I mean, I don't have anything against it. It's just not my cup of tea. So, anyway, this game originally came out on the Nintendo Entertainment System way back in 1987 in Japan, I believe, or it might have been 86, and it got released in the fall of 89 here. What am I doing? I forget, the button configuration is different for this version. I just have to push the button to open chests. You saw me looking for the search command, or not the search command, what was it, the take command or something like that? Because in the original game, there was a search, I think there was a search and a take command, actually. Like, you could search and say, "Thou hast found a treasure chest," but it wouldn't actually take the treasure chest. So you actually had to select the take command to pick up the treasure. Same thing with door. There was a door command as well. You had to door. I can't remember if you had to select your keys or not. It's been a very long time since I actually played the original version. Hell, it's been a long time since I played this game in general. So, and I'm going to try and make my thoughts as organized as possible here, and I'm going to fail miserably. Because I've not prepared anything for this. See, now you see there, all I had to do was push the button to get the door to open. As long as I had a key, it would automatically use the key. Now you see what this guy here said, something about the princess. This game is traditional in one way and not traditional in another. And let's keep in mind that this is the game that, as far as like console RPGs went, this is the game that kicked off the sort of, the craze, at least for as far as the Nintendo went, because computer RPGs were already a thing in the United States, and eventually Western RPGs would actually become very popular in Japan. But this is where it all began, at least for me. I believe this is the first true, it's the first Japanese RPG I ever played. I might have played 1 or 2 RPGs before this game, but this would have been the very first, JRPG I ever played. in the fall of 1989. So at the time, I don't mind telling you how old I was. I was already 12 years old at the time, and I actually had only had a Nintendo for about a year at that point, and we actually rented the game. It was the first time I played it. It was actually as a rental, and then I believe I ended up getting this game for my birthday the following about 6 or 7 months later. Like I first played it, I think in like September or October of '89, and then my birthday is sometime after that, which I won't discuss on the stream. But so the turn-based, and this definitely was a big kick in the pants in the United States for the whole thing of the turn-based genre. As I said, it was the first console turn-based. Somebody correct me on that if I'm wrong. This may not have been like the first console turn-based game, but it's the first one I played. Because even some of the PC games that had come out earlier, like Wizardry and Ultima, that were basically turn-based, came out on the NES, but they didn't come out until after this game. So as far as a timeline goes, this was my first interaction with turn-based RPGs. And I'm going to be addressing a number of points. Let's see. We want to start here with. I'll get back to what I was talking about in a section. This is the remade version of this game. They've smoothed out the combat quite a bit. They've sped it up quite a bit. And they've actually made most weapons and armor a bit more useful, and they've certainly bumped up the golden experience values you get for defeating enemies. So, this is strictly my opinion, but the quickest point from A to B here is to go with as much offense as you can afford, right? So we'll go ahead and pick up the club. And we're going to play the game the way it was meant to be played, because this is also a balance run, which is something I'm going to get to in a second as well. A lot of these early RPGs are very poorly balanced. We'll just go ahead and buy the clothes because it's the cheapest thing. And you'll notice it lets you equip right away too. You don't have to actually go to a separate equip menu. I am going to look at my inventory here in just a second. Yeah, see, we've got the club and the plain clothes equipped. And they gave us a torch to work with. So what we're going to do at this point, now that we're equipped, is we're going to spend some time in this area, and we're going to go to the mountains because it has the highest encounter rate. And we're going to go ahead and fight until we can get ourselves some decent armor. And you actually they really upped the XP and gold in this version of the game, so you actually. And one thing you can do right off the bat here is you can one-shot slimes. In the original NES version, you would, with the blue slimes, it'd take about 2 hits to kill. With the red slimes, you'd sometimes take upwards of 3 hits to kill, depending on how much it has by way of hit points. And what I mean by way of hit points is every monster can start off with... every monster doesn't start off... See, we've already gained a level here. That was pretty quick. Because again, they bumped up all the rates in this game. Yeah, and 8 gold. That's actually a really fast gold rate, and I am clicking all the wrong things on the menu here. Status. What do I want to look at? How much gold do I have? I have 64 gold. Yeah, see, I'm almost already there. So it is actually worthwhile in this version of the game to just kind of hang out here for a few minutes and go ahead and get all of the weapons and armor that you can get from this town. And that's the next thing I'm going to get to is that's why I'm calling this a balance run, because we're going to follow the recommended route for this game, not as far as speedrunning or tasking or any of that stuff goes. We're going to follow the route that the actual Adventurer's Guide, which is a book that came with the game. Now, one thing I certainly would like to get and will get my hands on one of these days are the Japanese guides, because I'm curious, both the original ones and some of the more recent, like anniversary edition guides and stuff that have come out, to see what the recommended levels are for Japanese gamers. Because I wonder, one of the questions I have is, did Nintendo of America dumb this game down? Because the guide that I'm using is the Adventurer's Guide that was I don't know if it's a mail order in thing, or I think you could get it through Nintendo Power as well. It might have actually been a pack-in thing at one point. When I got it, the game was still early in its life. It was before the Nintendo Power promotion, so it just had the instruction manual. It didn't come with the Adventurer's Guide or the, I think it came with like a pack-in map and monster chart and a spell guide, a little like cardstock laminated spell guide, which I have all that stuff now. I've actually got the Adventurer's Guide pulled up here on the computer. So I am going to take a quick look at that. Let's see. So your first destination, once you get into the game, is let me show you here. Let me go ahead and pull it up. All right, your first destination is Erdrick's Cave, right? Now I'm not looking at maps. I'm not using any of that. I am. Ooh, hey, Metal Babble. Metal Babble. Anyway, Babble Saraimo. I'm playing blind insofar as I'm not using any charts. I'm not using any maps. I am only using this Adventurer's Guide for the level recommendation, because this is a balance run. Now, what I mean by balance run is, I know, you're like, shut up and play the game. Shut up and play the damn game. Okay, let me bring the game back up here, and I'll get back to playing it while I talk. So, what I mean by balance run, let me adjust this just a little bit. That's not what I wanted to adjust. I want to adjust that over that way since it's captured kind of wonky. All right, there we go. That's a little bit better. Still got. I got a black bar on 2 and 7. 50 funny money bucks to anybody that can name that movie. The movie I just quoted. But anyway, let's make sure we're back up here. All right, I think we're good there. So a balance run is following what the guide tells us, right? And essentially, see, I'm already level 3. See, this in this version of, well, I forget. This is a double XP and double gold version. That's why. But even so, even in the original game, but the reason I'm playing it's an IPS patch I applied to double, is because one thing I wanted to test out, I was like, all right, how much more smoothly does this game play if you take the already improved version of the game, which has the improved interface, the faster battles, the better XP rate and gold rate, and actually double that. Because I've always said, I think the actual sweet spot for this game, especially like when a modern gamer plays this, like I've not played any of the phone games, so I don't know if they've tweaked them further. I'm not going to play any of the phone games because people that play RPGs on phone games should be beaten severely and often. But no, I'm just kidding. I'm just not a fan of phone games. Hey, if that's your gig, brother, more power to you. That's all I got to say about it. So let's see where we are at. I don't know why I keep doing that. Okay, so we're gonna go grab. Go into the town. There you go. That was funky. That was wonky funky, man. All right, we're gonna go ahead and grab some armor, because the one thing that will let us do is venture out a little further. Let's see. Let's go ahead and buy the. We can go ahead and do the. Let's see. What's the bigger boost? That goes 6 to 8. that goes 6 to 10. So we'll go ahead and get the leather shield, right? That's going to give us our biggest boost. Which formula-wise, excuse me, which I don't know if they changed for this version of the game or not. The original formula, plain clothes. Okay, yeah, we don't need to sell anything. The original formula was essentially every 4 points of defense would negate 1 point of damage. I don't know if they've tweaked that or not. I don't think they have. I've read a couple of FAQs on some of the changes and whatnot to this game, and I don't believe they've actually... I think this little mountain range right here is a good grind spot, because I think Drakeys start appearing here. Drakeys and ghosts. Drakeys and ghosts and slimes. Oh my! I'm sorry if I keep clearing my throat. Just a little, I'm slightly hoarse at the moment. And yeah, actually, I need something to... That's nice. 16 gold for ghosts. Not too bad. And you can already tell they doubled it from the original. Because the original for ghosts was... I have a couple charts here. The original was... let's see. 3 experience and 4 gold. The revised rate is... 4 experience and 8 gold, which in this version that we're playing is going to actually be 8 experience and 16 gold. And some monsters have gold rates that vary within a range. So, and I am playing on an emulator, so I actually could throttle this, but I don't want to, at least not for this playthrough, because I want to see... I want to see how balanced, as I've said, I want to see how balanced everything feels. Now we've got another level going here. And I've used a name, oh, that's another thing. I've used a name that, in terms of the name formula, will give me the best hit points and strength growth. Because that's all I care. I care about just being able to, being survival, essentially being a tank. Being survivable, more survivable, which is what hit points are going to get you, and more being able to kill things quicker. The difference in defense between the two different growth algorithms, again, is negligible, because at best you're maybe going to get 1 or 2 extra points of damage negation with the extra defense, like by the time you're max level, which I might do that on this playthrough. I haven't decided yet. It'll certainly go a lot quicker, especially once you get the metal slimes, because again, this is the double experience in gold. So once you get the metal slimes, you'll be banging out. Hell, 3 metal slimes will get you a level, you know, in this version of the game. So it should go pretty fast. And I might throttle at that point, too. And that's another reason that I actually don't have the game music playing. I just have some... music queued up here that I could just go ahead. Sorry, I thought I had music playing the whole time. I guess not. Well, what an appropriate song to start with. For the series. But anyway, let's see where we're at as far as gold goes. 74 gold. Not too bad. Is that enough to grab the, yeah, that's enough to go ahead and grab, no, it's not. What am I talking about? Yeah, that is enough, actually, isn't it? So go ahead and grab the, go ahead and grab the leather armor. Bump our defense up just a little bit more. Again, defense is so negligible. You really... I'm not really taking my own advice here. You are better off going with attack over defense. And especially in this version of the game. Now, in the original version of the game, defense was very important. Nowhere near as important... it's nowhere near as important in this version. Because, again, they've tweaked... let's make sure we're equipped here. Club, yeah, Yes, yes, yeah. I'll go ahead and sell it. Let's go ahead and sell those clothes just to get them out of your inventory. Yep. Alright, we're good there. So now that we've got our decent armor, let's take a look at our thing. Okay, it says go to Erdrick's Cave. Erdrick's Cave is going to be... whatever. Okay. Sorry, I was looking at something on Twitch there. Out of the way! Man, oh man. I believe there was a, there used to be a webcomic. Yeah, I don't know if it was 8-Bit Theater. It was one of those webcomics. I think there actually used to be a Dragon Warrior specific webcomic where they commented on people just standing in your way and just like not moving. It's at least the guys who designed Final Fantasy, at least the first game, are like, you know, maybe we should make it so that if a player is butting up against an NPC, the NPC gets the hell out of the way. It's like, move! This game... Oh my. Well, no, that's a lie, because then they did that and then went and put those damn bats in the Earth Cave, and then, God forbid, that one bat goes up the one long hallway, and those who've played that game know exactly what I'm talking about. Alright, so we're in the Erdrick's Cave, which the recommended level here is level 2. Which in the original game, there's no encounters, so that's actually, that's not too bad. Let's go ahead and use that torch. And in this area, now I do not remember my way around here, okay? Again, it has been so long since I have played this game. I'm trying to think of the last time I actually legitimately sat and played all the way through. Might have been about 20 years ago. Hey, that went pretty quick. It might have been about 20 years ago. Now, I believe the torch will last you indefinitely as long as you're in the cave. I'm pretty sure in the original version of the game, the torch lasts indefinitely. I don't know if that's true in this version. Because again, this is my first time playing all the way through this version without cheaping it. I did play through one time with throttle and just kind of cheaped it because I just wanted to see what it would be like. I'm not going to narrate. Because if I do any narration, I'm going to do the Sean Connery voice. I then entrusted those items to 3 wise men in the kingdom. Their descendants protect those items. That's a little too... I think that's a little too thick for a Sean Connery accent. A little too much... A little too thick of a brogue there. Because while Connery is Scottish, he's not that Scottish. At least not in his movies. Maybe he is. Maybe he's affecting an accent in person. God, I just came this way, and I'm like, Burr, which way do I go, Burr? I can't find the way out. Because again, it's been at least 20 years since I've played this, and I believe the last time I legitimately played this game was probably when I was in high school, which would actually be more than 20 years. Okay, I can't find the stairs out of here. Man, oh man. So the only problem with sharing connection is... Okay, there are the stairs over there. Alright, so we're headed back. Alright, I'm going to take a quick look at what the next destination is here. Go ahead and get back to the surface. Go ahead and get back up to the surface here. I believe it's the northwest corner. Yeah. Alright, it says my next return to Tantagel. Yeah, because they want you to go save. And then go to Garenham. The recommended level for Garenham is level 4, which is where we already are. And since, yeah, we do need to go heal up, actually. So I'm going to go back to Breckenary. And you'll find I'm mostly using the original names for these places. They're fairly similar in the first game, but in the second game, I believe they're completely different, most of them, in the second game. Where am I? I'm way up here, aren't I? Jeez. Man, I might die. If I run into another ghost, they're gonna give me the fatty will blatty beatdown. That's what's gonna happen. So we're gonna head back and heal up, and then we're gonna head to Garrenham. Because again, I could grind for equipment at this point, but I'm hoping to make enough of a hoping to get into enough encounters between then and now and then to where I don't have to grind. That's the whole point of a balance run, is you play through the game at a normal pace, at a medium pace, and see if you can see if you have to stop and grind. And unfortunately, it looks like I am going to. I can already tell I am probably going to have to grind in some places, which again makes me wonder if maybe it should be. Because to me, here's the thing. To me, a well-balanced game is one where you can play through the game at the pace of, say, somebody that's never played the game. They're going to do a little bit of wandering around. Like, oh, I don't really know where I'm going. I need to explore a bit. So they're going to wander around kind of aimlessly. I'm going to go save just to be on the safe side here. And I am using an emulator, so I will be doing both battery saves and save states. And there might be a few things here and there where I'll be using save states, not to save scum, as it were, to basically, cheat, but more to just test out a few theories. I don't know if I have anything lined up specifically for this game. I might actually, in another part, have something completely lined up to say, well, let's save state here and then test this, and then save state here and test this. But this game is so well documented in terms of like the algorithms and how things are generated that I don't really think there's anything we need to test that I couldn't just go look up. But there actually are some games I'm going to be playing where I want to test a few theories, and using save states makes that a lot easier, because you don't have to, you don't die and go all the way back to wherever you go back to when you die. Let me go ahead and do a save state here as well. Let's see. Save game position, slot 0. And I use SNES 9X for those wondering. I realize there are more accurate emulators out there, but for the things I do, this actually serves me well. And I believe a lot of people use SNES 9X for tassing as well, for both tasses and super plays and fun runs and other things of that nature. So yeah, we're just going to fight our way there. And rather than blow 180 on that copper sword in, Breckenary, we are going to save up our money and see what we can afford to buy in Garrenham. Which, I don't know, when they translated this, yeah, they may have kept the US names. I don't know, I think somebody referenced Garrenham, I'm not real sure. Oh no, I'm looking at the original book. That's why it said Garrenham. So I don't know what it's called in this version. Let's see what we got here. Hello. Okay. I don't need that. Somebody tell me the name of the town. Ah, Garai. The town of the instrument. Okay, so... Yeah, so what they did, if that is the original Japanese name, clearly they just took the ye olde. You came from Ratatome. I'm guessing that's their name for Tantacle. I will not be calling it Ratatome. I will be referring to it as Tantacle Castle. Oh, there is? Okay. Now, see, that is a trope. That's a trope that they both wanted to utilize. I don't know. I could be making this up. But it also this game kind of turns the princess, the damsel in distress trope on its head as well. Because you don't actually, this is a game where you don't actually have to rescue the princess. And I believe not rescuing her just changes some text at the end of the game. I don't believe it makes a huge difference. We can go ahead and pick up that dragon scale, yeah. That'll work. Alright, so let's see here. Go ahead and quit. And that bumps your defense up by 2 points. Which isn't a whole... It isn't a whole point of negation. It is a half a point, though. But I believe once you get the fighter's ring, I think that adds 2 to your strength and agility as well. And your agility in this game, or dexterity, depending on the version you're playing. Why did I talk to this guy again? Yeah, sure, why not? Let him do his thing. Okay, wrong screen. Wrong screen. Come on, where are you at? There you are. Alright. Alright, let's see if we can afford anything here. Probably not. You know, I may not change the XP rate, because the EXP rate seems alright to me. Like, if you just fight your way through. Like, I'm already level, what, 4, level 5, somewhere in that area? But besides double the gold, I might actually go just double the gold on gold men, but everything else, like either triple or quadruple the amount of gold you get, to make it so that if you're just kind of fighting your way through, when you get to towns and whatnot, when you get to where you're going, you can actually afford some of this stuff. Because now, basically, in order for me to afford any of that, I'd have to go grind. Which I'm going to do, by the way. So, while I'm grinding, and I'm going to grind right in this area, because this seems like a good area to grind. I'm also going to talk about turn-based games in general. And the fact that I'm sure a lot of you've noticed they've largely fallen out of favor. It's 2018 as I record this, and they've largely fallen out of favor of the mainstream, and they've gone from being the niche games that they were back in the day to having a pretty mainstream run. And we can all thank, as much as I'd love to say we could thank Dragon Warriors / Dragon Quest for that, it's actually, and everybody knows what I'm getting ready to say, it's Final Fantasy VII that brought RPGs. Specifically, at the time, the predominant type of RPG was the turn-based RPG. Action RPGs were a thing and have been since the early 80s. I believe the earliest action RPG I can think of is Hydlide. But I believe there actually is one that was slightly earlier than that, but somebody would have to point that one up to me. But that's really the earliest one that I can think of is Hydlide. But turn-based RPGs have been turn-based since pretty much they started coming out for computers back in the late 70s. If you want to call, some of those Apple II games, was it Alka-Chest, which was the precursor? It's kind of Ultima Zero. I believe it was called Alka-Chest. But between about 1997 to about 2002, 2003, maybe even a few years later than that, I don't know. I fell out of games right around 2005. Like when Dragon Quest VIII came out, I played all the way through that, and that was about the last RPG I played for a long time. I mostly started playing old arcade games and emulating and buying like the arcade collections for like PlayStation and what have you. So I fell out of RPGs for a good solid, I'd say we're about 2 years. And then I went through a phase where I played Final Fantasy X. It's the first time I'd ever played that. I think that was like 2008. And I went back and played Dragon Warrior 2. Because at the time I was pretty active on the GameFAQs forums. I'm only like semi-active these days, but I was pretty active back then. And I specifically played Dragon Warrior 2 to kind of test a few theories, clear up a few mysteries, specifically cursed items and their effects, and specifically where those cursed items affected you, and the ubiquitous mysterious hat, because at the time there was a pretty popular thread where some people saying, "Oh, that thing just doesn't exist," or it's bugged to where you'll just never get it. And I actually went and specifically tested, and I actually developed. I could have probably written an FAQ specifically about getting the, and I'll probably do that on one of these videos, but and I might excerpt it out and say, "Hey, here's an FAQ for obtaining the magic hat." It's pretty brainless when you think about it. It's just a matter of understanding what to fight, where to fight, and the drop algorithm, which is not really I don't want to say it's an algorithm. It's RNG, really, but anyway, I don't want to get into that here. So, that said, again, I took a significant break because again, it was school, it was life, it was getting situated with my own place. I was engaged at the time, and then I got into my own place, and was focused largely on working to keep that up, pay the mortgage and what have you, pay bills, and I got. Had always been into music, had always been a musician, but then in recent years, now we're to about 2011, 2012, 2013, we're to the point where I got pretty heavy into music. So I got 300 gold here, or almost 400. So I'm gonna grind for a bit more because I need, what do I need here? Because I'm gonna go ahead and max out before I even head over to coal, which I can. I could go ahead and go there, but I'm gonna go ahead and see how much actual money I need here, because I want to get a better weapon, which is 560, and I want to get the chainmail, which is 300, so that's 860, so that's 1660 gold total, and I don't really have enough. I'd really like to get the weapon first so I can kill it quicker. So yeah, we're gonna do it that way. We're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna follow my own advice here, because so far I said, oh, you should do it this way, and then completely ignored that advice. So I am actually going to take my own advice here. Where am I at for 8 points? I'm okay for 8 points. I'm gonna take my own advice here and grind out 1600 gold, which shouldn't. Again, we're playing on a double gold, double XP, so it shouldn't take that long. I am gonna, and I was gonna throttle. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna throttle it because I want to see how long a real playthrough of this game takes. With the double XP, because I remember back in the day, speaking of GameFAQs, I did actually offer somebody money to produce a hack of this game. Now that transaction never took place. Somebody just kind of ended up doing this on their own, and I just lucky me, I benefit from it, right? But at the time, nobody ever replied. I mean, I offered, nobody replied, because usually when somebody offers money over the internet, they're full of snaky anyway, right? We're gonna try and keep it clean here, kids. They're full of snaky anyhow, so That never happened, but I did offer. I said, I wanted, that's, because I said, that's what I want to see. Somebody did write a tool for this game, and I think Dragon Warrior 2, where you can actually go in and it will sort of patch the game for you. Like, you pull up the tool, and you can reduce the amount of experience needed, the amount of gold needed. And essentially, you can make everything in the game cheaper. You can make the levels come quicker, essentially, basically. And it's a window tool that you can use, which I tried to figure out how to use. And I just don't think I had the right. I don't think I had the right version of the ROM, because when I would try to patch it, it just wouldn't work. Or I may have just been doing the whole damn thing wrong, to be quite honest with you. So, I just recently, again, went through a musical phase. I went back into the corporate world for a while. And I just recently came out of the corporate world. So I do have a little bit of downtime right now. I am actively looking for something else. But there's no reason that I couldn't do at least one of these videos a week. I'd like to do them a bit more frequently than that, ideally. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see how everything turns out. So, once again, for those of you just joining us, we are doing a balance run. And what that means is we're essentially playing a double XP and gold version of the ROM, the SNES ROM, which already had its golden experience rates improved in this version anyway. Just to sort of test out that theory of turn-based games are grindy. Well, yes, they are, but this to me is zen. Like, I could do this for hours, and I find it incredibly relaxing. I don't know why. I guess it's because back in the day, when I was in middle school and high school and used to play these kinds of games, I would turn the volume down, and I would listen to music. Kind of like we're doing now. I can't hear the music because I'd have to monitor it through headphones to avoid any echo. And right now I just don't have anything to utilize for that purpose. And even so, I can only wear headphones or earbuds for so long before my ears start to bother me. I could get. I have really moist ears. I have an earwax problem, I guess, and I tend to get ear infections if I don't keep my ears dry and cleaned out, and flushed. Isn't that charming? That's just delicious, isn't it? I hope nobody's eating right now. So where are we at? We're at about 600 gold. So hey, wait a minute. We have enough to go ahead and get the. We have enough money to go ahead and get the axe. Which again, taking my own advice here, we're going to go ahead and we're completely skipping the copper sword here and going straight for the axe. Axe! Who's got the axe? We're gonna play a little game, kids. It's called Axe. Who's got the axe? Bring on the hacky slashy. Alright. Now this should improve. I should have looked at what my attack was before. But anyway, my attack is up to 33. So this should actually improve my XP rate at this point, because we're going to go where we can fight some magicians as well. We're going to add magicians. I could have been fighting magicians like 2 levels ago, but I've just decided to hang out in this area. Let's see. Go ahead and every time I stay at the end, I am going to save state just for shiggles, just to keep everything nice and clean. That way, if this game... I don't know if anybody has played through this entire game with the double XP patch, so I don't know if the game's going to crash or lock up at any point. So I will be doing both regular, mostly save states, but I will be getting into doing the battery saves as well. So let's go someplace where we can down some magicians, because I believe magicians will actually... Because right now, the best gold and experience we're getting is from ghosts. Well, we need to find us some magicians as well. So we might go across the bridge there. Because the order in which you're supposed to be visiting things is you're supposed to go to Garenham first, just to visit the town, maybe upgrade your weapons and armor, grab a few items, and then you go visit the town of Cole. Because you won't actually be going back to Garenham until you've visited Remulder and gotten some keys. Which again, let me reference the Adventurer's Guide here. Yes, the next destination is the town of Cole, and the recommended level is level 5 for that, which I could pull up here and show you. If you're following along, let's bring up the guide. There you go. It says go to Garenham, right? And we flip through, explore Garenham. There's all the. There is another shop in there that once you get the key, I believe you can pick up some better stuff, right? Am I reading that right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can get the large shield and the half plate. Oh no, where's that half plate at? Was that in the armor list? Did I miss that? Anyhow, the next destination is going to be the town of Cole, and we're going to fight a bit around Cole, because around Cole, now that we've got that axe, we might be able to fell some skeletons. The skeletons. Yeah, because see, then they got you visiting the northern cave at level 5, and then the mountain cave at level 7. So we're going to leave that up. I'm going to come back over here, we're going to push that back down so you can see the game. Yeah, okay. So, back to the game. Yeah, come on. Right now we're hunting magicians, because I believe with the axe, if you want to play it safe, you basically want to upgrade your weapons in such a fashion that whatever area you're headed to next, the enemy, you want to be able to fell the enemies in 1 to 2 shots. Especially once they start casting spells, and especially once they start putting you to sleep. You definitely want to make sure you can fell monsters within 1 to 2 rounds. Like we're one-shotting everything here, right? And I think if I get down in this area here, I might encounter some magicians. Magicians. Because I don't yet know how much they're going to give me in this version. I know there was a difference let's pull that up. Let's see, in the original version, a magician was 4 experience and 11 gold pieces. And in the revised double XP, double gold version, we're still waiting to find out. Because I've yet to encounter... This is weird. This is the first time I have ever played this game and, like, been playing for this long and not encountered a magician yet. Might start taking bets. It's like, where are the magicians at? Come on, guys. Jeez, watch me encounter... My luck, watch me run into a skeleton before I actually run into a magician, or a Magidraki for that matter. I think Cole's in this area. Ooh, a scorpion. Bring it on. Let's see what we got here. Well, 3 damage. That's not too bad. That's fairly serviceable. Wow. Wow, in this game, man. Wow, and this one you get like 32x for those things. Jeez, like in the original game, you'd have to you'd be all the way down by Hawk or past Hawk's Nest before monsters were giving you 32x. That is pretty good. And we got a good strength increase here. We got a great speed increase, which your defense, again, your defense points is half of your speed, so that is a bump to 3 on our defense there. And we learned the spell of sleep. And there are some monsters that have, some of these early monsters have 0. I specifically thinking magicians and Magidrakis have no resistance to sleep, and they have no resistance to sop spell. So you can mute them pretty easily. Well, only 1 damage from a scorpion. That is pretty good. They might have actually altered the formula for this version of the game. Our first Magidraki. Wow, we just one-shot a Magidraki. 24 gold, 24 experience for that. Geez, I may just grind around Cole, man. There may not... I might actually just be able to completely skip the weapons and armor in Coal. Well, not the weapons, because I already got the best weapon out of Coal, but the armor. I may just be able to grind right here. I'm trying to find a magician. There may not actually be magicians in this area. I might have actually bypassed magicians at this point. Let's walk around over here and see if we... over by the, that cave over there. Ah, here we go. Finally, our first magician. And we one-shot him. And 16 gold, 32, or 16 experience, 32 gold. That's not too bad. That's pretty good. That's about... like, for many years, I've had in my head, like, what I considered to be less grindy, more reasonable rates of XP and gold for these creatures. That's about what I had in mind for the magician. And Nicole is called Myra, or Mayra. Another thing I want to look at is if they've made the dialogue to be less cryptic in such a way that you can actually... like, if you didn't actually have the guide to this game, would you be able to get through this game? Where's mention of the legendary sword there? Let's see what we're up to. Let's see, to max out our defense and wow, it's not the half plate and the full plate anymore. It's the iron armor and the steel armor. So that's all I need from this town is the steel armor. So 2,500 gold. That shouldn't take too long. But again, I want to get it. I'm not going to throttle it because I want to get a sense of the balance. I want to get a sense of balance and how long it actually takes to like play through this with just this tweaked version. We are probably good to actually go ahead and... well, let's see. It's like usually don't go through that cave until I get Radiant. I usually wait till I get Radiant to go through the cave. So I usually grind around Coal. I usually grind around Coal till I get Radiant to go through the cave, because I find buying torches to just be a waste. Let's go ahead and save the game position there. No, we won't. Oh, God, you know what I've been doing? I keep forgetting you can search the drawers. I completely forgot about that in this version. Herp-a-derp. I'm pretty sure there's like a strength seed somewhere. It was between two right there. I don't know which one I just looked at. Yeah, see the strength seed. And I believe that raises... I believe that's a static increase. I'll do it because again, yeah, see, that's one thing I want to see is like, is that a stat? I believe that's a static increase of 3 points. Now see, it went up by 2. So let's load slot O. Let's advance the RNG just a bit here. Oh, no, I went out of town. Oh, that'll work. Strength seed. Because I believe you can get up to 3. Which I am going to save scum that. Because I am after... what I am after here is... what I am after is the... I'm after the max. No, see, that was 1. Pretty sure you can get 3. So, yeah, I will save scum for stuff like this. There we go. That's all I wanted. Thank you. Thank you very much. And go ahead and save that. And the reason is because there are no drops in this version of the game. So, and I think there's a total of 2 or 3 strength seeds in this version. I'm not entirely certain what the total is, but I basically want to max my strength. Like, I want the max, because your level ups are static in the first 2 games, unlike the later games where they were random and based on your current stats and some random modifiers. In this version, your stats are static. So your level ups are static, so any points you get from strength seeds aren't going to affect your level ups. Like, in the 3rd game, if you used a whole bunch of strength seeds, it would actually, since that level up was based on your current strength stat, you'd get a couple of weak stat growths for a few levels because you'd already boosted. And that's why you'll hear people say that you want to save all your seeds until you're max level, or until you're at the max level that you intend to reach for whatever playthrough you're doing. Because that way you're going to get the most benefit. Because if you use them early on in those games, you are actually not going to benefit from them in the long, like in the short term, sure. But once you gain a few levels, you've lost the house has lost its advantage. Yeah, so we're going to grind up real quick. I'm hoping to run into a couple of skeletons. I actually think I'm strong enough here to I think the skeletons are to the south of me, actually. I think I need to be running around in that little desert, is where I believe the skeletons appear over close to the coastline here, because that's going to be my best exp and gold at this point, is going to be scorpions and skeletons and Magidrakes. 50 gold, that's not too bad. Here we go. The almighty skeleton. Which, I didn't even see how much he hit me for. I 2-shot a skeleton, that's not too bad. Wow, 84 gold. Yeah, we definitely want to fight in this area and kill ourselves some skeletons, because, let's see, in the original game, skeletons had max hit points of 30, and they gave you 11 experience and 29 gold. So even at this point in the original game, you wanted to be grinding on skeletons. In this version, you get 25 experience and 42 gold, and they have 27 hit points compared to, let's see what we say. Yeah, so they nerfed this. I've noticed that in this version of the game, they've nerfed the skeleton by 3 hit points. That you have more, not only do the creatures give you more experience in gold, but a number of them, mostly the low to mid-level ones, have had their hit points nerfed. Some of the late game monsters have received a buff, because some of the late game monsters got a pretty big boost to their experience. Not so much the gold, but you got a big boost to some of the late game monsters. So in turn, they did actually buff their hit points a bit. But it's kind of actually balanced out by the fact that they buffed up most weapons and armor in this game too. And again, your stats. Which, without looking into the specifics of it, I don't know if they... Again, I said I do not know if they changed any of the formulas. So we're doing okay here. Yeah, see, they've really smoothed out the battle interface, because normally it would take forever just for the text to display, but now you see, if you select the max message, instead of having to wait for the text to write itself out on the screen, even with the max message speed, which I always use. Like, I've never used anything but the max message speed. It is so much faster. And plus, you can just kind of, they added some animations, because before the only animation was the monster would flash a little bit when you hit it, and then the screen would shake a little bit when you got hit. And then there would be a little bit of flashing for spells. And that was the only animation. And thankfully, they've managed to keep the animations fairly modest to where you're not waiting forever. Like, the worst offender... The game I can think of that's probably the worst offender in actually having to wait for animations was probably Final Fantasy VIII. And even if you selected short animations in that game, they still took forever. I was like, that's most of the grind in that game, and that's why most people, most speedruns of that game don't actually rely on the summons, because it takes too long. They just rely heavily on stat boosting through cards. But anyway, different game, so we won't talk about that one for right now. So let's take a quick look at our rate here. Status, we're up to 1100 gold. So if I wanted to, I could go ahead and buy that, let's... Do I want to do that, or would that be a waste? It would only waste half. Because once you sell it, you get half of your money back. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and buy that, I'm going to go ahead and buy that iron armor. And then we're going to head south. And we're going to see how survivable we are heading south. Because, yeah, I think you used to be able to get... there's another shop back there that you can't get to. Yeah, see, that's the shop. You see, you actually have to go to Remolder first before you can get to a better shop. So let's go ahead and heal up. But now that we've got Radiant, or Light, or whatever it's called, Milwa, or Low Milwa in this case, let's go ahead and buy. Excuse me. I don't have a mute button handy. Yeah, we've already got the Iron Axe. Yeah, that's a pretty decent boost right there. Let's go ahead and pick up that Iron Armor. Let's go ahead and we can sell our other stuff. Sell our clothes, yes. We can sell our club, yep. And we can sell our plain clothes, yep. Alrighty. So we're good there. And we're going to do a save state. There's probably a hotkey for that. I don't know what it is. I'd have to look it up. Okay, there you go. Once again, a case of the the NPCs getting in the way. Ooh, surprise attack. One shot. Bye-bye now. Bye-bye. Let's see if those mages did it. Did they get nerfed? Let's see. They had... What did they have? They had 13 hit points, and this version... they have 10. So yeah, they took a little... They took a little nerf. They took a little nerf there. I just want to make sure we're still streaming here. Yeah, I think we're good. Alright. Can never find the window. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and head to the cave. Now, I do not believe we are strong enough to fight that dragon. I hate getting attacked into poison. I don't know. It's a throwback to the NES version where you're already taking damage, and then you encounter something that's gonna just beat the hell out of you. It just... There's a reason that they used to refer to some of these games as Nintendo Hard. Oh no, I don't have it yet. I thought you got that spell at level, and I can't... I'm gonna have to go buy a torch. That really sucks. God, how do I get back out the stairs? I guess I'll just do that. So now I had to fight through this swamp twice for no reason whatsoever. Let's go ahead and heal. I wish another convenience feature that they didn't add is give you a little display of your hit points. They did in, I think, the 3rd game on, maybe even the 2nd game, but you didn't get even with this revised edition, you didn't get. Of course, I guess I could have just monitored my hit points in the corner up there. So we want level 9. So let's just go ahead and buy us some. Let's go ahead and kill us some skellies. Let's fight some bloody skellies to get on with it. Go ahead and get our level up here. Some skellies and Scorpios. So, and now I'm not going to do that typical thing at this point where, oh, I'm sorry, I have to grind. I know these games are grindy. I should probably do a disclaimer at the front of these videos. It's like there's probably going to be points where I'm going to have to stop and grind. Even though this is a revised version of this game, there's probably going to be grinding involved. So I'm going to try and keep things interesting, but I may not always be able to. So the most common argument, and that, I suppose that's a great segue. Now that we finally have to stop and grind, it's a great segue into the most common argument that people that claim to not like turn-based games have, which is it's too grindy, it takes too long, it's too slow, and you're just button mashing. Well, in this case, I'm sure you can hear it. I am just button mashing, but that's because this version of this game allows me to button mash, meaning you're much more survivable in this game than you were in the original. And even the originals was not too bad. Oh, he hit me for 5. Not too bad. Not too bad, but still a pretty good thwack. Okay, now I should go ahead and get my spell here. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we're good for hit points and magic points. We can go ahead and just go to the cave. I might be cheesing it here, but might get my ass handed to me. I don't know yet, because there is an enemy in this cave that I have not fought yet, and that is the Eider, which in the original game was called the Druid, I believe. So I don't know how strong individual enemies are with this version of the game. Okay, let's go ahead and cast it. That's not too bad. That's about the same as the torch, man. I guess they made the torch more useful in this version of the game. Well, it's a little bit more than the torch, actually. So you can see that to get through this cave is easy. You just go straight down until you hit a wall, and then you go around that wall, and there's the stairs. And you can see a door over there, which that door leads us to our first trope. At the time this game came out, the trope of the lone hero going after the big baddie, or the big baddie threatening to take over the world, was relatively new to video games. Like, a lot of the games that had come out before this were just sort of dungeon adventure exploring games. They weren't really, wow, I did pretty good against that warlock. They weren't really go save the world, save the princess type games. And oh boy, that wolf nailed me. Do I take the chance? We're gonna go up. Did we get him? Did we get him? Oh, we got him. Now we need to heal up. Wow. Now that is way better. Even having those totals, 40 experience and 60 gold, is way better than the original game. And we're not going to take any chances here. We're going to heal. Yeah, see, you can't see how much you're healing for. You have to bring your hit point window up again. So they kind of dropped the ball there. That said, wolves are 100%. Wolves have no, I think they either have no or like a 1 in 16 resistance to sleep. So you can actually put these things to sleep. Night night. The only thing is an enemy's chance to wake up from sleep is 33% every round. It doesn't increase. It's just a flat 33% per round. So they could stay. Which means they have a 66% chance to stay asleep each round. So sleep can be useful. Though I've noticed some enemies tend to wake up the next round no matter what. Yeah, I'll go ahead and save. I'll go ahead and poke around. I don't know if there's anything in drawers in here. Yeah, you can't search it that way. Oh, yeah, you can. The Wing of Chimera. I don't like that. It should have just been the Wing of the Wyvern, or the Wyvern, however you choose to pronounce it. Yeah, let's see what you got, old man. Yeah, nothing interesting there. Where are we at for gold? 1,300 gold. Let's see what kind of whales this guy has. That's a pretty nice sword. That's a nice sword you got there, merchant. Be a shame if something were to happen to it. Let's see. I already know where I'm going here. I guess I'll go ahead and pick up a few keys while I'm here. And then, okay, get out of the way. I think I can go around you. And go ahead and pick up a few keys. And then I think I can fell myself a few wolves while I'm here. Then go ahead and get that sword. Since I'm here. Okay, stop that! One key is 16 gold. That's not too bad. Yeah, we'll get to them because we're gonna need to. Actually, we'll need. They're only 16. Screw it. I'll go ahead and just max them out. I'll buy as many as he'll let me buy. In the original game, you could only get 6. It looks like you can still only get 6. Oh, wait, couple buckets. Defense seed. I'm not really concerned about cheesing the defense seed. Wow, vitality increased by 4. That's not bad. Why did it do vitality? Well, maybe vitality determines your defense in this version of the game. I don't know. I'll have to look at that. Because I would have thought speed. It was the original game was your speed, and vitality was just your hit points. Let's see if that actually increased my hit points. That might have bumped my hit points up a little bit. No? No, so I mean maybe they changed your defense to your vitality. I don't know. I mean, it's called the defense seed. Unless that's a bug, I don't know. Because again, this is a hack. This is a hack version of this game. These things hit pretty damn hard. You get some damn good gold for them, but they do hit hard. I'm gonna go ahead and heal up. Yeah, we'll just go ahead and cheese a couple of wolves here. I say cheese because they do give they say could give a decent. Now I believe it's these metal scorpions actually have no resistance to sleep. Like they have no resistance whatsoever. And they tend to stay asleep. Yeah, let's see what I get. Let's see what I get. Wow, 62, 96, not too bad. Which again, would have been 31 and, what, 40, 48? In other words, 31 experience and 48 gold in the non-hacked version of this ROM. Which again, if you're just joining in, is the this is the double XP, double gold hack, and I wanted to see how smoothly it plays. Not too bad. Where are we at? 1600. Yeah, I can go ahead and get that sword. Yeah, this plays so much smoother. At least in terms of gold. So we'll go ahead and buy that sword. And that'll actually be the best weapon you're going to get until you can get to Camp 1. Go ahead and sell the axe. Yep. Let's sell that wing. I tend to sell all my treasures. Like, I'm perfectly happy walking back. You didn't really get much for it. It was a lot more expensive in the original game. But I tend to be happier just walking back because you get experience and gold along the way. Though a lot of people, a lot of gamers would view that as doubling back or having to retrace your steps. Which I understand why a lot of gamers don't like that. For this game, it's not that bad because this game is just so small, so it's not really that big of a deal to me. Now I could go start trying pounding on some. Let's go ahead and put this guy to sleep. Otherwise he'll pound me to death. I am gonna fight though, because these things are just, at this point in the game, man, these things are decent experience in gold. Every battle along the way helps. Yeah, another level. See, that goes pretty good. I wonder, as I've mentioned before, I wonder how much smoother this game would play if you took these amounts and doubled them. Or at least maybe just kept the double gold, but like quadrupled the experience. Which at this point would basically make the EXP and gold rate about the same. Like, imagine if you got 24 experience for that Magidrake, or excuse me, 40 experience and 40 gold. You know, how much smoother would the game play? Again, that's going to be a hack for another day. And I don't hack games because I'm not a programmer. That's not my trade. But yeah, we are going to fight our way back here. Come on, throw an Eider at me. I want to see what those... I may have fought one of those before. Mida. Okay, I don't like that. That's weird. 28... Yeah, that's alright. That's just slightly better than the Scorpion, I think. No, actually slightly worse. See, in the original game, the Druids, which is what those things were called, are actually, I believe they were slightly better EXP and gold than the Scorpions. Come on, there we go. Yeah, we're just fighting our way back here. Where am I going anyway? See, that's the... It's been so long since I played this game, I actually do need to look at where I'm going here. Let's bring up the manual. Mountain Cave, yes. Island of Remuldar, yes. Got the keys, yes. Now it wants me to go to the Southern Cave. Southern Cave. Where is that? Oh, they want you to go all the way down there. Wow. The Grave in Garenham. The desert. Did I skip something? Did I skip the, I skipped the northern cave. What about the mountain cave? Okay, I was supposed to go to the northern cave and the mountain cave at right about the same time, as soon as I got done with coal. I guess it's better that I go with a slightly... The mountain cave is the one that's to the south of Garenham. The northern cave is the one that's kind of the one we saw that was adjacent to coal, which I believe that's just a visit here and a message. So we're all out of whack here. So the game wants us at this point to go to south of Remulder and talk to that guy down there. Where do I want to go from here? So I'm not going there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop back in Tantagle, or I'm gonna actually stop back in Braconnelly and heal up, and then do a battery save, and then we'll do the northern cave and the mountain cave, which I'm already way ahead of where they want it. I'm actually right at the level that the guide recommends to actually go south of Remulder, but we're not going to do that just yet. We are going to first, since we're already over by it, we're going to stop at the mountain cave and see the old dude up here. I don't think that's how you get here. You have to go up. You have to go up and around, don't you? So, we're going to go ahead and do that. Let's see. I'm tempted to throttle at this point, but I'm not going to. I swore off it for this run. I may do another run with throttling, but this one, I want to straight follow the guide. I'll see how long it takes me. That's all I want out of this run. I don't want any cheesing via speeding up the emulator. I don't want to do that. The only cheesing I may do is just a few save states. For my strengths, I am going to save state for you already seen me do it once, for the strength seeds. The defense seeds I'm not so much concerned about, because this version of the game is much easier and much quicker. Okay, so we're here at the northern cave. King Dragon. See, I don't like that either. Why didn't you just call him Dragon Lord? Come on! Dragon Lord is so much cooler sounding. I want to test your strength. Too bad that guy wasn't a mini boss. Like if I ever released my own version of this game, my own remake, I think I would throw in... There's basically, I think there's 2 mini bosses in this game. The green dragon you have to defeat to rescue the princess, and then of course the golem guarding Cantlin, which you can cheese with the flute, which you pick up, which I didn't pick up in coal. I'm wondering if now that I have keys, if I should visit coal. No, we have to come back this way, so we'll hit the town of Coal on the way back. And for anybody following along, or for anybody familiar with this version of the game, you'll hear me using town names that you may not be familiar with. Those are the town names from the original Nintendo version of this game. Screw it, bravery shreds. We're just gonna tear it on through. There we go. Just gonna tear on through the poison. We're gonna push through the pain, guys. Because sometimes that's what you have to do. I think what I'm gonna do is bring up my own channel here. Hopefully me clicking around on Twitch doesn't cheese anything. Let me mute that. Oh god, I hope that was muted the whole time. Otherwise y'all were listening to an echo on the desktop. Wow, man. Wow, I can't believe I may have just recorded like an hour plus with the feed echoing through. Idiot. I thought I muted it. I may not have. Because I had it pulled up on the dashboard. And I'm pretty sure it was muted on here. But if it wasn't muted, then not only were y'all listening to the background music, which is what I had. No, see, it says it's muted here, so it should be muted on the stream. Anyway, my streaming problems aside, back to the game. Good gravy. So we're gonna stop off and heal. That's what we're gonna do next. But I wanted to pull the, that's why I wanted to pull the channel up. Okay, that's muted. I got 2 people watching me. It's probably seeing me both times I clicked in here, so I'm probably actually just watching myself. I don't know. Let's move this over here so I can see the chat if I need to. Alright. Alright, we're still going here. So, let's save and heal. Actually, let's search those pots that I forgot to search. I don't believe opening any of those treasure chests is worth anything. I think these are the pots I forgot to search. I might have searched them. I don't remember. An herb. Okay, yeah, I didn't search those. So that's the guy that restores your... we can go ahead and do the cheap heal here. Do a spell, heal. Make sure we're healed up completely. I think we are, but just to make sure. Alright. Don't even get me started. You know, speaking of Roto, don't even get me started on, I've studied Japanese a little bit. I don't speak Japanese. I don't really read it, but I'm familiar with, like, the sort of sounds and the katakana, the hiragana, and so on and so forth, and how they, like, you know, people don't understand why they have such a hard time with the L's and R's, and it's because of the way that the dialect is. Basically, R's and L's are sort of swapped over there. I see. Keys are more expensive here in Tanticle. Ah, now I know one thing we can do. Is we can go ahead, if it's in the same place, they might have moved it. I don't know if it's in the same place. Wow. Okay, in the original game, it took me forever to find this. You may actually have to have another item before he'll give this to you. Oh, no, he's going to go ahead and let me have it. Again, this would have been a great spot for another mini-boss. And not just, I mean, maybe a palette, so let's see if this guy's got one. Well, let's see what you got, old man. Maybe a palette swap. of another enemy that's not just a stronger version of an enemy you've already encountered, or like a stronger, like a wizard or something. Like, strong for you at this point in the game, but something that's actually a palette swap and has its own unique stats. Like, maybe, I don't know, something cool like a black dragon, or and maybe like a palette swap of the wizard. Like a really interesting palette swap of the wizard. You know, don't call it, you know, wizard. Call it, like, have it be like a, well, it's the Stones of Sunlight, so have it be like a palette swap of the mage, warlock / wizard, and have him, like, have all white robes or something. You know, because I don't want to just, because it's too easy to say, oh, just make him black, that would be cool. Oh, just make him black, that would be cool. You know, because you already have a monster in this game that's just a palette swap, that's just an all-black sprite, I'm pretty sure, if it's the same as the original game. Good, well, I haven't saved since level 4. Alright. Save there, do another save state. Just a peculiarity of the emulators, you do have to occasionally, you're occasionally going to want to do battery saves, as well as save state after your battery save. Basically is the way I do it. That way, if I save state before the battery save and the battery save gets corrupt, I don't think it makes a difference. I don't really think it matters, but it might. So I don't want to take a chance. So I'd rather do a battery save first and then do a save state. Alright, so now that we're all saved and healed up, we have got, let's see where we're at. We've got the steel sword, the iron armor, and the leather shield. We got 1100 gold. So that means we could go ahead and stop by Garenham and pick up that big shield. So we're just gonna fight our way up there, even though there's, at this point, we're so far beyond this stuff. We're so far beyond these God, I can't talk. So far beyond these baddies that it doesn't matter at this point. We just go ahead and keep right on moving on. And I know it may not seem like it. I have to get used to this format, because I am not used to talking to myself. But I understand it's probably going to be this way for a while. Because I don't necessarily I don't know if the things I'm talking about are enough to keep viewers interested. So we're swinging back by Garenham to go ahead and try and pick up our now that we can get in the door here. Hey. Is it your desired adventure? The sound of the song has sent them rushing to you. Oh, screw you, Betty. Well, a long time ago, Domdor, I believe that is Hawksness. Let's see what this guy's doing. I haven't taken your stuff. I guess they just assumed that you would take his crap first. Well, he's going to call me a thief either way, so I guess it doesn't matter, does it? No, I think the door used to be back here somewhere. No, I guess they didn't. No, we won't be going there just yet. First of all, I want to do a quick armor upgrade. Then I'm going to go ahead and visit... we already hit the northern cave. So I want to go ahead and visit the... Oh, you were almost out of my way. Well, at least I can get some saleable stuff here. Come on. There you go. Now get out of the way again. So yeah, I don't need any of that. I can sell all that stuff. Come on. Yeah, I need a better shield. Wow, man. Just now I got 2 of them in my way. Just get out of the way. Okay, so we are going to go ahead and we've already got better weapons and armor, but we do need to upgrade our shield. Oh, I need to bend my legs. I'm getting a little lightheaded there. Let's see. Sell. We can sell some stuff. Well, we got a ton of crap to sell here. Sell the medical herb. Come on. That is one change. That's another change I would make. I would actually make this NPC text and menus go by a little quicker. Like they did right by the battle system in making that text just, you know, appear with a button press. You know, the text will advance about as fast as you can press the button. Which is... There's a number of games that do that I really like. Surprisingly enough, one of the old Wizardry, the Wizardry games for the NES and the SNES, you can set your message speed so you can advance the text with a button press. So you can fly through there. You can, like, if you're fighting trash mobs, which there's very little by way of trash mobs in those games, but I'm sure I'll get around to those one of these days. You can just the text will advance as fast as you can press the button. I think I've sold everything I need to sell. Okay. Alright, let's get out of here. Let's go ahead and go to the mountain cave. That's where we need to head off to, is the mountain cave. And imagine the time of night that I'm streaming, what is it, 2 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday? Because I'm Eastern time zone here. Yeah, everybody's done gone to bed. So, but that's okay. I am recording this. Let me verify what I just said. Yeah, I am recording this, so I'm just going to push this up to YouTube. Be the easiest way to go. That way people can check it out at their leisure. Button mash. Mash that button. I actually think you can just hold the button down and it'll auto advance. We could test that theory real quick. Yeah, you can hold the button down. It goes a little quicker though if you sort of button mash. Alright, here we are at the mountain cave. But again, I reiterate, I have not played this game in about 20 years. Actually, more than that. I actually think it's been about 25 years. And I've not really... I haven't watched any playthroughs. And this is my first time playing all the way through this version. I've tinkered with this version before. Like, just done a little bit of experimenting, but I've never played through the whole thing. So I do not remember... Like, this one, I believe, is only 2 floors, but that Garenham's grave, I believe that's like... The grave of Garen, I think, is like 4 floors, maybe 5. I can't remember specifically. It might only be 3. But, yeah, I'm gonna have a hell of a time with that one. Because that's where I will be going to next. And I need to find out if, I don't know how severe the baddies are down there. I remember the top floors being not too bad, but I remember the bottom floors getting into like some pretty pretty advanced monsters on that bottom floor. So, and yes, you are just watching me wander here because it's just been too damn long. And I believe the main reason I'm in here is I actually want the fighter's ring, which I believe is in here, and, well, the cursed belt you can sell for money. I believe the chest that contains the fighter's ring has a chance to be the cursed belt or something like that. Which I hope it's not, because I want the fighter's ring. Because I'm choosing the path with my name that's going to grant me the highest hit points and strength. You know, basically I wanted to tank it up. And a lot of these early RPGs, magic is pretty useless. Save for healing. About the only use for magic. Are those the stairs back up? Yeah, I think those are the stairs back up. So I've come full circle here. I don't know where I'm going. Again, I see there's some stairs down. Maybe I have to go down and around. And I'm not cheaping it. I'm gonna play it how the game was intended to be played, which is basically, I think, yeah, you go all the way up and then all the way around. I believe is how it goes. Then again, I could be imagining things. I'm not gonna use a map. Because again, I want to play the game how it was intended to be played, which means are we going all the way around here? I'm just gonna stumble around. I'm gonna fight battles. We're gonna attempt to do this Korean style, which just means we're going to we're not going out of our way to get into fights, but we're not avoiding any. We're not avoiding or running away from any. Nope, that's the dead end stairs. Right there. So I am going to fight my way through. You're not going to see me run from things. Some things may eventually start to run from me. But I will not be running from the things. Alright, around. No, I still can't get to that outside wall. How do I get to that outside wall? How the hell do I get to that outside wall? Oh, there's a treasure chest over there. Oh my. This is terrible. This is El Terrible. Yeah. I apologize if the commentary dies off at this point, because I am completely lost. Okay, let's go up by this lake. Let's see what happens. Too bad this wasn't a healing lake, though. I seem to be one-shotting everything in here, so thankfully I haven't taken much by way of damage. I think most of my magic points in this cave are going to go toward, are actually going to go toward, screws it. Yeah, I think most of my magic points are going to go towards keeping my spell up. Which seems far more useful, and like everything else, seems far more useful in this version. I don't believe I've had to recast yet. I seem to be getting a lot more use out of it than I recall getting from it in the original NES version of the game. Are we finally on the outside wall? I don't think we are. Alright, come on. That was a decent level there. Alright, it's finally time to recast. Thankfully, it's only 2 magic points. Oh, we're finally on the outside wall, and... I don't think that's where we're going. Well, maybe this, since there's a door here. I can't believe I just used the door command. I guess in playing this game, I do it old school. Screw it, we'll do it old school. Alright, now we're getting some slightly stronger baddies. I bet you by the time I get out of here, I am going to have a ton of gold. I'm going to have more gold than I am reasonably able to spend by the time I get out of this cave. And I'll guarantee you by the time I get out of Garanham, I will have more than enough gold to travel to Cantlin and make whatever purchases you can make there. I'm gonna call that now, or be most of the way there, as far as that goes. Plus, not to mention the increased exp and gold rate as well. Is this what we came here for? I do not remember. Because once I'm done with this stream today, I may divide this up into 2 parts. I may have to, because of my voice. We'll be using that strength seed eventually. The magic nut I'll go ahead and use. Use 4. That's not too bad. I believe 5 or 6 is the max boost you can get from that. But as I mentioned before, I am save scumming my strength seeds because I do want to maximize strength on this run, and ideally, using a strength seed doesn't affect your stat gains. Because then again, I think there's only 3 of them in the game, and even at that point, you could just save them until you've maxed your level, and then use your stat seeds, and it wouldn't cost you. It wouldn't cost you any points on your level up. So that's not what I came here for, specifically. I'm still looking for that fighter's ring. Wow. Wizard. So each creature that you encounter has very simple AI. You wouldn't even, it's not even really it's not an algorithm, it's just a simple, it has a % chance to do this attack. Like if it has a number of like spells or breath attack, it'll have a % chance to perform that breath attack. And if it has a second attack, it'll have a % chance, and both of those are checked. and if both of those fail, then it goes to the monster will just do a physical hit, and that is true for just about everything you encounter in the game. And I'm gonna set this over here because I do not want to knock that down. And here we are in the mountain cave, and we are blindly running around. I may even refer to this as a blind run, because I'm only referencing the like I know all the major landmarks and whatnot, so it's never going to be a blind run for me because I have played this game before. Are those the stairs I came down? Yeah, those are the stairs I came down, so I need to go back. think these other stairs down here. I could have swore I saw another pair of stairs down here. So it's not a true blind run in that I've never, I've played this game enough in my youth to have a decent recollection of all the major landmarks, all the major plot points. Let's go up here and see what happened. Yeah, this is a slightly different area, I think. But it is a blind run in that I do not remember my way through these caves. That is how it is a blind run. And I'm making every effort to not cheese it. And just look at a map. And at this point, I don't even care if I die. Like, normally you'd be so... yeah, see, I'm already up to like 3,500 gold. Just from running around inside this cave. So, by the time I get out of here, I'll be able to go ahead and pick up the decent armor around Remolder. And go ahead and get... Yeah, let me pull that back up. It's in the... So it is on the second floor. Damn. Yeah, I just told everybody a lie. Because I just looked at a map. Because I'm tired of running around this damn cave. I just looked at a map. I didn't look at the route. I just looked to see whereabouts on the floor the item in question. Now, here we go. We got to cast another Oh, that's not what I wanted to do, but that'll work. I wanted to cast another Radiant. I do not know where I'm going here. We are going to bump this up just a little bit. So I told everybody a lie. Yet another lie. I said I wasn't going to do this, but yeah, at this point I'll do whatever it takes to keep the run going. Let's see, the treasure chests were up by there. And so we're here. So we need to go back this way. We are cranking out the exp and gold at this point. I just bumped the speed up to 2 because I just want to get through this, and I know you're gonna watch this and you're gonna say, God, you just keep going to the same places over and over. You're gonna get mad at me because I keep going to the same places over and over. Okay. I mean, I swear I just did that. Okay, let's go back downstairs. Okay. Let's just go all the way across. Wow. Watch. Nope, that wasn't it. But let's just keep going across. Yeah, that's the torch. And we're gonna go down. We're gonna go down. Metro Ghost? Somebody have a little fun with this translation. I wonder if somebody was having just a little bit too much fun when they did this translation. The Metro Ghost. Because wasn't that originally called the Poltergeist? I guess you have to go back up. Oh no, here we go. This should be it. Glorious ring! Finally. Finally, let's do this, actually. Let's look at our stats here. Strength is 42, agility is 34. Right? So let's put on the... use that. And now we got... status. Strength is 42, agility is 34. Did that change? You know, now would be a convenient time to get the outside spell. I don't think... Hey! Yeah, baby! That's what I'm talking about! Now that's what you call convenience! You know, I don't ever have that kind of luck in a game. I think this is the first time I've ever had good luck where I've said, you know, it would be nice if this happened. And then I usually, like, die. Then you just die! You know? It's like... time to play the game. And time to die! Alright, so we did that and we did that. So next up on our docket is going to be the grave. Right? Believe we need to visit the grave now. Yeah, we'll just get in. We'll just go Sleepy Town. Yeah, wow, I'm already up to 5,000 gold. That's insanity. But, you know what? It's a nice kind of insanity, because that's about what I did. It's a much more balanced approach to Dragon Quest 1. Yep, battery save. And then we'll save state. Keep everything kosher. Alright. Alright, so it seems, were we gonna, yeah, we were gonna save scum that strength seed, weren't we? So let's go ahead and do that. Let's use that strength seed. No, let's go ahead and load. We are making sure that we are getting 3 points of strength from each strength seed. I think you might be able to get 4 or 5. No, we definitely don't want to do that. Load. Let's let the RNG reset. There we go. That's one we want to keep. And we'll, just to make sure we keep that right there. Alright. So where am I going next? I think... I need to go to the grave. I actually kind of want to do what the guide told me to do. Okay, so we hit there, we hit Remulder. Do they still have the magic armor? I don't know if they do or not. We go run back by Cole and grab the flute, because we do need to do that. And check out that other shop. And then, let's see. We just did this. Did the mountain cave. Alright, what is this? Oh, okay. Alright. So that's where we're headed next. As we're going south of Remulder. with a few stops along the way. Because we need to make a few stops along the way. We need to stop getting into battles. Even though I'm throttling the that which shall not be named, which is how I refer to emulators on GameFAQs. Because you can at best get your post deleted if you recommend something or someone on an or even talk about emulators. I don't know why they're so paranoid about that. But if you God forbid you actually recommend somebody, you know, emulate something, because well, then you can actually had my account suspended. Now, granted, that was back in the day. They may have given that back then you didn't have all these streaming services and whatnot, and this type of thing wasn't. Let's do a search. Hey, I found the fairy flute. Da-da-da! Hey, you even hold it up like in Zelda. Da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da-da. Let's see. Well, no, I didn't have to unlock that door, did I? Herpla derp. Okay, come on. Buy. What do I want? You ain't got nothing I want. Okay, I don't know if I just bought something or not. Okay, let's go to this guy. Buy. Steel armor. Iron armor, he's got that equipped. Oh yeah, let's go ahead and do it to it. Well, I guess I have to sell something. Torch. Yeah. Sell. Medical herb. Give me that steel armor. Yep, go ahead and steal it up. I actually feel better about going to the South Island now that I have slightly better armor. And we only need about 5,000 more gold, which in this game, in this version of the game, should only be about 5 gold men. If I am remembering correctly, for every gold man we kill, it should give us about 1,200 gold pieces. Because again, for those who don't know, and I'm not trying to repeat myself, it's just people might be joining in at different points here. It's a double XP and double gold hack of this game. So we want to make absolutely certain that we are getting we're making a point of that. Let's see, I don't need to stop back by and buy the armor. Ooh, what did you do? Oh, he's only doing like 3 damage. That's not too bad. That's pretty decent for a wolf at this point. And scorpions are only doing 1 damage. Another thing I wanted to ask, and I might actually separate this out into a separate video, is for people that think turn-based games are too slow, and I'm not talking about strategy RPGs, I'm talking specifically this style, excuse me, of RPG, where, for lack of better description, it's 2 guys standing in a row. Does having the smoother interface and and faster battles like this, does this appeal to you at all? Like, does this change your perception any? Well, again, decent. I think goldmen are in this area. I wanna stumble across a goldman real quick before we go any further, and see if see how we do for gold. Because I'm pretty sure I only need to kill a couple of them to get what I want to get. If this version of the game still has the magic armor. Like, we need to go ahead and max our, we need to go ahead and max out our weapons and armor for this section of the game. So, here we go. Goldman, let's see how much, ooh, he does 7 damage, not too bad. Ooh, 8 damage. Come on. Ooh, he might kill me before I kill him. Oh, nope. 12 experience, 1,300 gold. Yep, that's what I was hoping for. Yeah, we need to heal up. Okay, we're good. Wolf mammal. Otherwise known in the original game as the Wolf Lord. They were fond of that in the game, but just the next iteration of whatever was a Lord. You know, you had the Wolf Lord, the Druid Lord. The medical herbs are much better. You're actually, if you're gonna go fight, you're much safer with medical herbs because it restores like is 20 to 30, whereas heal I think only does about like 13 to 23 or something like that. Okay, so I think that's another guy that you need the Urjerk's token for. Before he'll even talk to you. This guy's gonna kick our ass. Alright, where are we at for gold? 7,200. So let's go ahead and heal up. Now, one more gold man will give us what I want to get, which is, I've already got the broadsword, or the steel sword in this version. I want to go ahead and see if Remolder has... I don't know if they have the magic armor or not. And I learned return, so that's useful too. That will help speed things right along. Undoodly, man. Come on, Undoodly. I want one more gold man. One-shotting metal scorpions, not too bad. That's a pretty good place to be. You know, the earliest I've heard I've seen of anybody beating this game is like level, without a task, obviously, is like level 15. I think level 15. No, actually, I do actually have a vague recollection of somebody. I think somebody said they beat this game at level 13. Don't remember though. 1,300 gold. Yeah, see, this goes so much more smoothly. This is about the pace this game needs to happen. For modern gamers, back in the day, this probably would have been like blazing fast for people. But for modern gamers that are actually used to this specific speed of game, especially with action RPGs, I actually think this goes by at a very nice pace. I like this. So this is basically twice the speed. Yeah, there we go. That's what we want. Magic armor has the same defense, but it gives you healing. Okay. So we are good there. Come on. Remember what is down here. Yeah, I guess. Sun and rain are joined. That's, I know that's a key to the Staff of Rain and the Stones of Sunlight, but let's make sure we got plenty of keys while we're here. It's one thing we want to take care of. It's one thing I used to hate, was using up all my keys and having to come either all the way back here or paying Tentacles exorbitant prices for keys. Though in this version, again, stop it! Yep, come on, fill me up, old man. Trying to think about how that sounds. Alright, so now we need to go to the grave at Garen. Because I believe that's about what we're equipped to fight. Let's see what the book says. Let's click back over to the book. The book says level 11 for the Grave of Garen. Oh, you know what? I bet you I'd go ahead and rescue the princess on my way back. I can go ahead and do that, and then I can just use a return. Then I can just outside and return. Okay. Radiant. We can go ahead and grab the Pimpcess while we're in here. I think you have to come in from the top. We can go ahead and grab the Pimpcess. Princess Xena here. The warrior Pimpcess. Open the door now. Yeah, I'm gonna do a. I don't really think I need to save here, but I'm going to just in case. Do we put him to sleep, or do we just tank? Do we just berserker tank this guy? Let's just berserker tank him. Come on. Come on. Aww. You got me. No, well, I guess we're gonna have to try putting him to sleep. Load slot 0. Huh? Berserker tank didn't work, so let's try putting him to sleep. Still, it didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't work. I don't think it's gonna work. Wow, it's not letting me, it's not letting me sleep him, so we're gonna have to reload. So what's gonna have to happen here is we're just gonna have to get good RNG. We're just gonna have to tank him and get RNG. I might be able to heal, I don't know. Just gonna have to tank this guy and hope we get some good RNG. Oh, I got a terrific move in there. That might help immensely. One more, come on. Nope. This bad boy, hey, he is a true mini-boss in this version. I like that. I've already got the steel sword. Let's go ahead and load back up. I'm gonna try healing this time, because that's one thing I haven't been doing is healing. I've just been trying to tank him, so... Wow, he got to go first. That sucks. That's gonna make this battle even longer. Okay, so now we need to heal. 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 And then keep tanking him. Oh, I got 2 excellent moves. Alright, Pimpcess, let's go. Laura! You're not the Princess of Ratatome. You are Princess Ellie of the Castle Tentacle. Of the Kingdom Tentacle. Yes. The Princess Ellie of the Kingdom Tentacle. It's jolly nice, Billy. Jolly nice. I pick her up. Come on, baby. Let's go. Let's go, baby. Let's get it home. Come on. Alright, we are gonna go outside. And we are gonna go back to Castle McGill. Back to the Castle McGill Tentamagill. Alright, let's bring in the Princess. Do you get a reward in this version? Besides her love? It's like, listen here, King. It's like, your daughter's cute and all that. She's nice looking. She's alright, you know. Not the hottest chick I've bedded, but let's be honest here. I could use the gold or the experience more than I could use the chick. Kissy, kissy. Alright. You know what, kids? I think we're going to call it a night here. That's pretty good. So tomorrow, we'll start first thing by hitting the, I'm going to go ahead and go heal. We're going to start first thing by hitting the Grave in Garen, because we've rescued the princess. We've maxed out our weapons and armor from the eastern side of the world. how sad is it that I had to stop and think about that. And we'll go ahead and stay at the end here. And we'll go ahead and save our game. And we will, and I will see you guys tomorrow probably. I don't think I'll do any more streaming tonight, but I'll see you tomorrow. So thanks. It's been fun, and I'm starting to lose my voice. So I need to go now. Peace.